starts with breaking news.
Flint firefighters that have been out in the scene for nearly 4 hours this evening for this visit are finally wrapping up. There are some people dealing with large trees like this one. Besides the contractors boarding up what was a gaping hole here at the restaurant, the scene bears little resemblance to what we saw just a few hours ago. It is rainy and it is windy and we are surrounded by water. The Saginaw River is supposed to be over there beyond the trees, beyond the promenade, but it is all around us right now. And Mother Nature is not taking that cue. Now, at one point, there were easily a couple of hundred demonstrators out here, people marching on foot, as well as people trailing behind the marchers in vehicles. And just to give you a frame of reference, the water has receded, but I'm going to point to this pole right here. You can see the high water mark. I'm 6'4". That's giving you a frame of reference and perspective. That's higher than I am. And what was a tense situation, according to law enforcement and the demonstrators, has been resolved in a sense of communicating with one another. And that investigation is underway. We're learning from Michigan State Police that a 38-year-old man from Georgia has been declared dead. I'm going to just show you the evidence markings on the ground right here. There are more than a dozen of them. The family says that it will not be defeated. In fact, they're staying in their home, but they are asking who could do something like this, and they're putting up the signs to reflect those questions. We've all seen it. People caught red-handed on surveillance cameras. Some cases, them stealing packages right off of people's porches. Well, the police departments across the state, as well as right here in Grand Blanc Township, want to see more people caught on tape, and they want it with the help of apps like this. The morning class is typically their largest, but fortunately, they say, this side of the building, the west side, is shaded at that time. This is the part that I'm dreading. I'm nervous about this.
The swab goes into both sides of your nose.
But is your smartphone eavesdropping? Hey Siri, are you spying on me?
Nope.
Or is she? He's known as Uncle Al, and he has a perspective on the world that few people living have. He's lived through 17 presidents in office and more than 90 years of life experience. Of course, the restaurant opened on Monday, but Wahlburgers is now having the grand opening VIP party, rolling out the red carpet for executive chef Paul Wahlberg, as well as entertainer Mark Wahlberg. While some people enjoy the warm weather, it's creating some headaches for people who ice fish or rely on the business. A lot of activities, even some high wire bike activity. And apparently I'm too big for this bike right here, but it's one of two that you might have a chance to take home. There's one for girls and one for boys. Shrine Circus coming back to town. It's been going on for 77 years. You see the protest continues with candlelight vigil happening right now, but we've spoken to people that have come from as far west as Owasso, as far south as Detroit, and they say they're seeing progress right now, but they're not ready to let up. The call for change in how communities are policed continues.
Justice starts now!
Black lives matter!
In downtown Flint, champion boxer Clarissa Shields weighing in.
If you stand for injustice and you don't want the world to be equal, something is wrong with you.
Among the many standing up for reform is Black Lives Matter leader DeJuan Robinson.
People on the ground, they're mad, they're frustrated, they're taking it to the street, and they're demonstrating how frustrated they are.
He says they're demanding agencies to invest in community policing, cultural competency, mental health evaluations, and partnerships with the community. He says talks have begun and proposals have rolled out.
But at the same time, the thing is to not get excited about these small wins and us coming together and just making noise at the time. No, we need to change the structure and the systems that put us in these predicaments.
And while some are tired, they say it's not because of the marching.
I'm tired of being scared, y'all. I'm tired of being scared for my sons. I'm tired of being scared for my father. I'm tired of being scared for me.
Some of the Black Lives Matter leaders say they've been in communication with out-of-towners, not the ones here, but others who are not happy about the peaceful protests here in Flint. And those people, they say, want some disruption and unrest. Well, the leaders and organizers of the protests here say this is their community, and as of right now, it's their goal to keep the peace. We're live in downtown Flint. Ron Hilliard, Mid-Michigan Now. Families are still picking up the pieces after historic flooding ravaged this Sanford community. The house that once stood here was swept away. It now rests on the edge of the Tittabawassee River. The woman who lived there says inside was something that is irreplaceable. As floodwaters rose last month in Sanford, Kathy Parsh fled her home with water up to her waist. Then the dam failed.
And it got hung up on a tree and did not go into the river because of that tree.
Parsh lost almost everything, but she spent the last 4 weeks making repeated visits to the house.
Each time I'd gone out there, that was the goal. I wanted to find my mom.
Her mom, Mary Parsh of Metro Detroit, died on Christmas Eve 2013. Kathy Parsh had kept some of her mom's remains in an urn, while her brother kept the rest.
Then I felt like she wasn't complete either. So that bothered me.
Sunday, she planned her 8th visit.
And this last time, my friend Marge Charbonneau said she wanted to go out there and help as well.
They made their way into the house, now more than 700 feet away from its foundation.
Walking out there, I'm like, come on, Mom, tell me where you're at.
Charbonneau started digging, first with her hands, then with a piece of broken glass, finding a photo that was on the nightstand.
And I just went a little bit farther, and I dug right into the corner, and I just saw the shine immediately. I knew exactly what it was.
Oh my God, Kathy. Oh my God.
And that was just the most incredible moment of my life right now, because I have my mom back, and that's what I needed.
Parsh says it gives a sense of closure.
I will move on, but I'm here. I'm alive, and I'm strong, and I'm surviving, and I have done so because of my wonderful friends and family.
As lawsuits mount against the owner of the dam, families say there's still a long and complicated road ahead, including for Parsh, finding a permanent place to live. In Sanford, Ron Hilliard, Mid-Michigan Now. Rapper and entrepreneur Kanye West is eyeing the West Wing, or at least that's according to his tweet on the 4th of July. The announcement is already getting support from fellow celebrities and business people like Elon Musk and Mark Cuban. But West has been vocal about a strong support for President Trump, leaving some to wonder what's really going on.
If he decides to take out, then that means Biden wouldn't win.
It's probably a publicity stunt. He might need to sell some more albums or, whatever, get up his retweets. I don't know.
After searching, we finally found a Yeezy fan.
Yeah, I like his music. Yeah.
But not enough for him to be your president?
Yeah, not enough for him to be a president, no.
So we're searching again, this time on the Mid-Michigan Now Facebook page. One of our viewers writing that she'd vote for West, calling him an in-charge kind of person. But is West serious about a run for office?
I'm hoping not serious.
I think the real issue is he serious?
Political scientist Paul Rozicki says just getting on the ballot could be a feat with many states' deadlines already passed.
Is he going to run as an independent? Is he going to run in some Republican primaries? The few to the left.
He says while a West candidacy could pull some votes from President Trump, it's likely to hit Biden's campaign harder.
He could be a threat to Joe Biden in the sense that he could pull away some African-American voters who would normally vote Democratic.
He says young voters are more likely to vote Democratic, but less likely to have party loyalty. And then there's the fame.
A celebrity who gets in a race very often can do notably better among young voters than among older voters.
But if this announcement is just a publicity stunt, he says
it'll have minimal effect.
And the odds of West becoming the 46th president of the United States?
His chances of winning, I think, are almost zero.